Hi, I'm Dave Worzel, and you're watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight is on an incredibly momentous event, program, and team. Chicago Christian High School's football team, 2A 2024 state champs. A lot of firsts. I think a record or two might have been broken in the process, and we have a great opportunity. We're going to get a moment to talk with a head coach, an assistant coach, and we've got several of the athletes on the team, and we're going to get to meet them all. Before we do that, Coach, I want to turn to you first. This is a big season. Your first year as head coach.
Yep.
First, and help me out if I'm leaving others out, first time Chicago Christian High School ever won a state championship in football?
Yes, that is true. Yep. Any male sport at all. It's our first
Any
one.
male
Yep.
sport.
Yep.
Wow, congratulations. What's the enrollment in Chicago Christian?
Yeah, currently we're about 305 students. We actually are the smallest 2A school that exists, and so to win something the way that we did with the numbers that we have, the young men that we have specifically in the football program, it's a really incredible feat.
It really is amazing. I wanted that number out there to give people a perspective on what that achievement is. What was your final record this year?
Overall, 13-1. Tough to say the one, but I think that was something that we needed to help grow in our identity, know who we were, to come together. We started really executing on a really high level around the midpoint of the season, and I think we needed what happened in that one loss to get to the place of being 13-1, and finishing the season with a win. Only 8 schools get to do
That's
that
right.
every single year, and we were one of those schools.
Right. If you're going to win, if you're going to lose, as long as it's not in the last, 5 games, it's
Yeah.
all good.
You are right. That's the way to do it. Yep.
All right. Well, again, congratulations. That's obviously wonderful, tribute to you and your staff and the athletes and the program, the community, parents. Let's talk a little bit about the season. I want to kind of do maybe a little bit of a recap with you. You talked about like that game. In games like that, the game you lost, weird to start that way, but it can be a powerful learning experience to kind of launch into, well, what are we going to be or what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Is that the defining or key moment, or can you identify other key moments or plays during the year?
It's a really good question. I would say it's one of them. I would say another one is probably the second half of our homecoming game against Marion Central Catholic. It was a really defining moment for us where I think we turned a page offensively, started to click, really understood what our identity was going to be. There was a physicality that was asserted probably for the first time, and from that point on, that was where I knew, hey, we've got a real shot if we're healthy and executing at our highest level to do something really special this year.
I would say that sounds like that special moment because, again, coming out of halftime too, like what are we going to look like? And then you see it in that second half, right? The little bit of that magic shows up. What about over the course of a season when you play that many games? Unfortunately, you deal with injuries or other issues that come up during the year. What about game plan strategy? How did that evolve? Did you see it change from where you were week 1 to the state championship?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge deal, especially when you're talking about 34, 35 boys in a football program, and we actually had 10 out of 11 positions go both ways. And so we knew even from the start of summer the logistics of practice, what that looks like. And so yes, when you're game planning from week to week, there's bumps and bruises, there's dings, there's real true injuries that you're working through. It adjusts how you practice. It adjusts a little bit of a game plan, making sure you kind of have some 3-for-2 situations or 2-for-1 situations where some guys can insert themselves. Some of the young men standing behind me did that, where they will just literally jump in at other positions, put a jersey on mid-game if they have to serve and help our program in any way. So
I was to say, I don't know if you can survive if that's not happening. Like, guys have to be able to pitch in that way. Maybe relate to that, and here we are in the locker room, so we're getting kind of that sneak peek into the state champ locker room here. Specific or other like pregame rituals or things that you do that help get either you or the team kind of in the zone to get ready to go play?
Yeah,
or coach.
I guess you'd have to ask the young men behind me and what really matters to them and the way that we do things. I'm very structured down to the minute on game day of things that we're doing, and so from the moment that school ends to having our pregame meal, what we call power talk, which is kind of like a 10 to 12 minute message that's centered around Christ. That's also very motivating for our young men. That has a theme for what's going on that week for us. Bringing in other speakers to do that, I think, is really special. We leave, we go out and do activation on the field. We pray as a team, circle around our midfield logo, kind of go through the X's and O's and special teams and all of that. But we're very structured down to the minute with it. So I think just having the same thing happen every single week and that kind of structure and consistency, I think helps them.
For sure. You know, and that's an interesting point too, because we all see that game that lasts 2.5 hours or so,
Right.
but there's so much
Yeah, there's a ton.
before round that goes into it. One other question, or maybe it's two questions I'd like you to ask about. Think about this was a very special senior class. You know,
Very
great
special.
group of young men, very
Yep.
talented, and obviously you developed into that, you know, potential, that highest potential to compete at that level. I'd like you to think about, one, what would you say to them, and then also to the underclassmen who are coming back, but to these young men about that achievement and stepping out from here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of intimate moments where you get to speak to the team, speak to your boys throughout the week, even when you have, pregame speeches when you're getting ready to take the field, and it's a really high adrenaline, emotional moment. I think the biggest thing that I get to say to these guys now is look at what you have done because of who you've chosen to be, who you've pursued to be. And so Christ as their foundation, learning to be quality men and elite players, chasing after that every single day is something that they did. And it doesn't always work this way. You don't always get that perfect prize and reward when you do, quote unquote, the right things. But also there are certain times where there's beautiful moments where it all comes together, and God wanted to bless them that way. So now I look at them and I say, you are some of the toughest, strongest, most resilient young men that I know. Period. So that's my message to them. And then I'm still probably thinking about the underclassmen message, right? There's a lot of transition that's going to be happening. There was a foundation that was set for them, and they've got to build on top of it. And so there is a high expectation now with Chicago Christian football, and I'm excited to chase after that with them too.
Yeah, that's the blessing. Enjoy the season, enjoy the achievements. Hope you guys can, kind of celebrate in the moment before you start planning aggressively, but it's out there.
Yeah.
And people are going to look at the program. All right, you did it. Can you do it again?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's that pressure will be there, but it's a healthy pressure. I think it's something, that every good program feels every single year. And so it is going to bring the best out of our young men that are coming back. They're going to have to step up and lead in ways that the young men behind me have. It's their time now. Yeah. Team 57 was really special for us, and we're starting to think about Team 58, and I'm going to miss these guys a ton, but I'm really excited to see how Team 58 grows. And so, yeah.
Well, good luck. That's exciting, and obviously, congratulations on this. That's wonderful. Coach Caldwell, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask it kind of as a transition when we talk to the young men back here. For you as an assistant coach in the program, when you look back over the season, how about something special about the season or a moment you can point to, like, yeah, that was either a key moment or a key part of what happened this year? What would you look to?
Well, when it's a long season, and as we look back and we were able to cap it off with a perfect ending, which was great. I think just the work that these guys put in the summer, like it's. For me, picking out a moment during the season, I think these guys really embraced the challenge this summer of playing defense the right way, running the ball, just being physical, trying to be the best defense in the state. And so being able to show that in week one, I think was a big deal for us. We went out, we had 8 turnovers, takeaways, I guess, against Herscher. I think that really set the tone for the rest of the season. These guys did an awesome job just preparing. Watching film every week, knowing opponents' tendencies, just in a way that's just special. And so being able to capitalize on that, and then once we found our balance offensively, defensively, special teams, just taking off was really special.
Thank you for that. You bring up a key point. I think people talk about, how championships are won. And, offense scores points. We love to watch that. But defense wins championships. If you can shut down the other team, anything's possible at that point, which I'm going to give you one more chance to speak to. You talked about how tough was the defense if you look at the state championship?
Yeah, absolutely. Our defense was absolutely incredible. Gelled really well, especially in the state championship game against Maroa Forsyth. We knew that they were going to have a lot of skill players that could potentially be dangerous. And so we looked at the matchups that we needed and certain things that we would shift and move and communicate situationally if they came out in certain formational sets or did this behind the line of scrimmage. And our young boys were ready. They were locked in. They were laser focused, and they executed at the highest level that has ever happened in the history of every single state championship football game that there's ever been. They allowed 23 total yards of offense, and so that is a state record at any classification.
Yeah, so you're not in the record book just as a state champ. You're in there as a record holder for defense.
Yes.
Now, saying that, maybe to throw a little balance, part of field field position with special teams is so critical. The offense generated a lot of points this year, too. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, they did. We really found what the identity for us was going to be. We were a balanced offense, and we did what was needed in every single situation of every single game and executed at a really high level. And then later, as the playoffs came, a little bit more of your run heavy, dominant, just physical football team, and we wanted to be that. Throughout the season, sometimes we would hear some whispers and whatnot about being a finesse team, but I think we finished in a very physical way, and I love that that's our identity because our team motto is TPW, which is tough people win, and you want to be a physical team that can run the football and do what we did to really fit that motto. So
that state championship definitely showed that.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you very much. Coach Cole, thank you. How about if we take a minute let's meet the athletes. All right, let's meet some of the athletes on this team. Guys, if you could introduce yourselves, and how about the positions you played this year?
My name's Caleb Vanderwerken. I played O-line, D-line, and punter.
My name is Kerry Teague. I play linebacker and halfback.
My name is Nico Griggs. I played linebacker, halfback, tight end, and a little bit of O-line.
My name is Eddie Vandellen. I played wide receiver and DB.
My name's Jared Hall. I played wide receiver, DB, and PAT field goal.
I'm Demo Griggs. I played wide receiver and defensive end.
My name is Chase Seitzma. I played O-line and D-line, and I also was the kicker.
I am Caden Borsma. I played receiver and defensive back.
My name is Brock Sperling, and I played O-line and D-line.
All right, thanks, guys. You changed your jersey during the state championship for a minute, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. That's how you got that other position in there. Okay. All right, thanks, guys. So I'm going to put it to all of you. You can kind of think about your responses here. I'd like you each to come up thinking back about over this, storybook season. I mean, truly, truly extraordinary. Think about what achievement is for you guys, for the program, for the school, the history of athletics at Chicago Christian High School. How about a special moment for you in this season, whether it was a best moment, a best time, a best play, and what made it so special for you? And Caleb, how about if we start with you?
My favorite moment from this season would probably be Bible studies with a small group of guys. We would meet every Tuesday, and we would just hang out, eat some food, and grow deeper in our spiritual life, as well as just closer together as a group of guys.
Hey, and that connection is so important. Can you elaborate a little bit on how you think that was part of making you a better person, maybe a better athlete?
Yeah, absolutely. So we would mostly just be vulnerable, tell each other things that we needed to work on, and we were just able to push each other as men closer to God and also just to be better people and humans in general.
Okay, and that carries over, obviously. Carrie, how about for you?
For me, I would say one of my better plays was in the Murrow Forsyth game when I had tackled a running back, and that tackle was just motivated and gave me more confidence because I was coming off an injury, and like the past few games, I wasn't as confident. So I would say that really helped me a lot during that game.
I think I'm thinking of the same play. I saw that. I'm watching on TV. You planted that kid, like you stopped his direction. I think if we're talking about the same play, I remember that was a cool play. Congratulations on that one. Nico, how about for you?
A best play for me was definitely in the state championship when I caught a touchdown and the ball was tipped twice. And so it wasn't even to me. It was thrown to Eddie. And then the ball was tipped up. I went in to make a tackle because I thought it was going to be intercepted. And then I came out with the ball, and I ran 40 more yards in for a touchdown.
It was an incredible play. And watching on TV, I don't know if they told you, if you've seen it, they replayed that play probably over 20 times. I mean, it truly is like, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh. I mean, it was incredible. Congratulations on that TD. Eddie, how about you?
I'd say my favorite memory was just like the film we'd watch as a group of seniors just outside of school, and like as a team we took time out of our day to watch film as a senior, so like that meant a lot to me and as a growth as a player.
That's an excellent point because we all think about practice and the pregame stuff, but watching film is such a critical part in becoming a better athlete. Thank you for bringing that up. That's an excellent point. Jared, how about for you?
One thing that sticks out to me would just be our game against Tri-Valley. Going in that game, we were underdogs, and we proved to everyone that it's either, we lose, go home, or we win, and we're going to win a state championship. And that game really was a defining factor that we're going to win a state championship.
Yeah. It's kind of cool, especially to come from the underdog position, right, and say, no, we're the real deal, folks, right? Demo, how about for you?
My favorite game was the game against Farmington. just a really big game. Our school had never been to the quarterfinals before, and after winning was just a great feeling knowing that we're going to be able to go to state.
Yeah, that's a pressure situation too, right? Yeah, awesome. Congratulations. I have to ask, I'm going to ask all you guys, or a couple of you guys, what are you wearing?
This is the touchdown chain. You get to wear this if you score a touchdown.
All right. Touchdown chain, I like it. I hope some of you guys got to wear that during the year. Chase, you probably didn't get a chance, did you? No? All right, how about you? Oh, a great moment for you.
Oh, a great moment.
Or best part of the season, whatever.
One of the best plays I think of the season was our wide receiver, Caden Boersma. When we played Wheaton Academy, our quarterback, Christian, tossed the ball up, and Caden caught it over 4 of the defenders. So I think that was a really cool play.
A magic moment, huh? Especially 4 defenders. All right, Chase, thank you for acknowledging your teammate. Maybe he stole your thunder, right? Maybe you got something else. You want to talk about what you're wearing?
Yeah, so I'm wearing the Scout Team Player of the Week helmet. So this is awarded to one of the Scout Team players. Whoever has the best week of practice, they get this hard hat. So
I'm going to guess, did you ever get to be a Scout Team Player of the Year? Because I'm thinking you're always on that starting team, aren't you?
unfortunately, I was not.
Well, I think you have a lot of other stuff to celebrate. Caden, how about you? I know that Chase mentions a great part of the season. Part of it was probably very frustrating, but you were such an important part of this team. How about a great moment or special part for you?
I would just say, like, obviously after I tore my ACL, just seeing, like, the brotherhood of, like, the guys kind of coming around to surround me and encourage me. And then obviously the playoff run we had, like, nobody really believed in us, and it was just cool to watch us come together and win what we all wanted to win.
And I think maybe you've hit on one of the most important parts of any team, that there is this brotherhood, right? And without that connection with each other, it's hard to achieve anything beyond, average at best. You have to have that brotherhood. And that's a beautiful trophy. I'm not going to ask what you're holding. All right, Brock, how about you?
Probably just blocking game in and game out with my brothers on the offensive line. And then that also goes as far as Kenny rushing for over 2,000 yards. Just seeing the excitement and the work that he puts in is just very encouraging, and I love to see it every single game.
He's spoken like a true selfless lineman, blocking for his teammate. And obviously, Kenny ran the ball hard. He's a great running back and had a great state game as well. Can you tell us what you're holding in your lap?
This is my helmet right here. It's got a few scratches on it, but
how about the helmet awards?
So these are stickers. We get these for good plays that we have. So usually for defensive line, it's a sack or tackle for loss, and then offense is just a really good pancake too. So these are just all from that.
All right, congratulations. That is a well-decorated helmet. Well, hey, gentlemen, I want to congratulate you guys on just an amazing season. The couple games I was able to saw, it was so much fun, and obviously a tremendous tribute, testimony to you guys, your commitment, your dedication. So, again, congratulations. I wish you all the best going forward and wherever you're headed next. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm Dave Wurzel. You've been watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight has been on the football state champion at Chicago Christian High School, 2A 2024 state champions. Thank you for watching.